It wasn't long after Omeo when we were slowly making our way up and into the clouds and had to take off our goggles so we could still see where we were going. Eventually, with frozen faces, we made it to Dinner Plains where we stopped for a hot drink and ended up staying for lunch before continuing the ascent up and over Mt Hotham. As someone who grew up in the northern parts of Australia, it is crazy to me that people can live somewhere like this and that it can be this cold only a few weeks after summer has ended. As we kept climbing, the clouds got thicker and at times I could barely even see Houston, but eventually we were losing elevation and ducked back underneath the clouds, and it wasn't long until we were pulling up at our campsite looking for a good spot. We found a super nice spot by the river, and then we're about to set up the tent and realize there's glass everywhere because some idiots probably smashing bottles, so they thought it was funny. So now we're going to pick up as much glass as we can and hopefully salvage the spot. There was way too much glass in little pieces that we weren't able to clean all of it up, so we're gonna go and find a different campsite. People suck. We ended up at a much nicer campsite on the other side of Bright. We got started cooking dinner and halfway through our cooker ran out of gas, but thankfully we recently swapped to a petrol cooker, so we were able to refill it with one of the Jerry's off the Himalayan. After spending a day running errands, we moved to a campsite closer to Hotham so we could attempt a four-wheel drive track we were recommended. The Blue Rag track was described to be pretty easy for motorbikes, just a little steep in some spots with stunning views along the spur. However, it may have been a little out of my skill level. Looking back now, I think I could do it and I should have kept going, but at the time I panicked and I stopped halfway. When I tried to crawl up, I started sliding backwards until I dropped the bike and we had to walk it the rest of the way up. After our failed attempt at Blue Rag, we rode to Wangaratta before heading south to see some of the Ned Kelly historical sites and spend a night at Stringybark Creek. Once we made it to Stringybark Creek, we set up and went for a walk around the historical area where Ned Kelly and the police officers were camped. After a day full of beautiful blue skies, we were surprised by a storm not long after the sun went down, which had us running out in the rain to prepare our site better for the weather.